Hey YouTube, hope everybody's doing well today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the possibilities of hard work. There's so many things that we want in life. There's so many goals that we have. There are a lot of things that you want to make happen, and anything is possible through hard work. All right. So one of the first things that when we're looking at a goal that we have is that we want to have a vision, right? We want to look at how we're going to achieve this goal, how we're going to go about making it attainable. So we want to take the time to think about whatever it is that we want and to actually spend some time with it, spend some time in your thoughts and think about how you're going to get there. For instance, say if there is this car that I really want, right? I'm liking this car, I'm digging it, I like the style. I need to look at, okay, if I want that car, how much do I need to save up to make that happen, right? I currently have my job, how much I need to take away from each paycheck, right? And then also I need to look at that price and say, okay, when it comes time to make that car payment, do I have enough to pay it down, right? So these are all actionable steps that we can do to make our goals happen. So we need to have that vision in place. And that vision is going to be unique for each and every one of us. The second thing, and this is one of the most important parts that no one talks about, is trusting the journey, right? You got to have that trust in yourself to say, okay, I can make this happen. And sometimes it's hard at first because I feel like as human beings, naturally, we second guess ourselves. We say, okay, I don't know if I can do this. And it's natural because I believe that safety response that human beings have is that constantly we're looking at every single situation from a risk analysis perspective and the survival instincts too. So you're thinking like, I don't know, you're unsure, but I would say 100% trust in yourself. Even if you have those difficult moments where you're second guessing yourself, because I have them myself, think about it and just say, I'm going to go forward with this, keep putting that hard work in and see it through. The third thing I want to talk about is the naysayers. No one talks about this, but this is extremely important. And one thing that I always say is whatever goals or aspirations you have, keep them to yourself because you don't want anyone's energy polluting it. A lot of people, sometimes when they hear the goals that we may have, they can get jealous and envious. In addition to that, people also may judge the goal that you have or your vision, and they will actually judge it from their perspective about the things that they've gone through. That's why I always say it's better to keep those things to yourself. Now, say that you are in a situation where you're thinking, okay, this is someone that I'm close to, I want to share it with them, or this is your parent or relative. That's okay, and I can respect that. But I would say from my own experience is that even sometimes when you're sharing it with someone that you think that you trust, sometimes they can even throw their own judgments on it without you expecting it. And I think in that moment, things like that can show you a lot about someone as far as what their growth mindset is like, but also if that will be someone in the future that you should be sharing your ideas about growth with, okay? Another thing that I want to mention as far as another point is seeing the vision through, because when you're going through that process of building on that goal, when you're going through the process of making it happen, you're going to second guess yourself a lot of the times, okay? And sometimes it's going to be easy to get distracted, but I would say see the vision through, make it happen, keep working hard towards it because it's going to be worth it 100% in the end. Keep pushing yourself. When you get distracted, remember why you made that goal in the first place. And then another thing is when you reach that goal, when you make it happen, you got to acknowledge yourself. If there's something that you can do to acknowledge that success, whether it's getting yourself something good to eat, whether it is just, really appreciating and savoring that moment, it is always good to celebrate your achievements because it lets you know that anything is possible with the hard work involved and that you can also achieve future goals that you have as well. And the next point too is that if you did happen to tell someone and they did have doubts, those people are going to be real quiet. The naysayers are going to be like crickets. And I've had that experience before. One thing I could share with you is when I graduated from college, I really wanted to travel, but at the time I could not afford it. So I was looking at volunteer programs where I will be able to travel somewhere and volunteer for my time and assistance for, having housing and traveling, seeing a new place. And I remember I had told someone and they're like, yeah, like that's really hard. It's competitive. It's a tricky process. Like I'll doubt that you'll get in. So I said to myself, I'm going to apply anyway. I'm going to take that leap of faith. And I ended up getting accepted. And that person knew about it. I let them know. they were extremely quiet. But at the same time, I realized I didn't want someone in my circle like that that wasn't going to be supportive. So, I had to let them go with love. So if you're naysayers, if you did tell someone, a lot of the times, people don't talk about these things. People don't acknowledge. People say, haters, keep them aside. But it is important to acknowledge these things because this is real life. And a lot of people, once again, they're judging from their own perspectives. But you have to ask yourself, is this someone that you want in your circle? More than likely no, because that's not good energy for your growth. The last thing I do want to mention is encouraging others to also go for their successes and also to go for their goals and have that vision, is being a light for someone else, because oftentimes I find that in the world, we're constantly thinking about ourselves, but we need to also provide the encouragement for someone else. So if someone says, I'm thinking about achieving this, give them the kudos, give them the strength to move forward, give them that acknowledgement, hold space for them, because it's going to encourage them, and then that creates a trickle effect where then in return they're going to tell the next person, go for your goal. All right, you guys, so I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.